and welcome back to the U Up Podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. So good to be back here with you, Jordana. How are you? What's happening? Holiday season, full swing.
I'm good. I'm trying to think what updates I have. What have I done?
What's going on in the
nothing.
burbs this time of year? Are there holiday parties? Are you getting invited to these things?
No.
Is it soirees and cocktail glasses and champagne flutes and you talk about, I don't know.
No, I haven't done any of that shit. I think I don't.
All right, good update.
I have my friends that I already knew from before I lived out there, but I don't really know that many people. So, but also I'm kind of like, should I be trying to meet people?
Hard time of year for that because it's like indoor activities.
Right.
It's cold. You live on a compound. So
right, I could just
with a big
stay
fence and no one can
home.
get in unless the gate's open and
Yeah.
and
Mike in particular
if
is
the butler lets them in.
is like, no plans.
He doesn't like plans?
No, not into plans.
I feel like he'd be the plans guy.
No, I think maybe
I read him all
maybe
wrong.
He's in the mode of no plans mode. He's been working a lot, so maybe he's just like,
Really?
I don't want you to sign me up for any social activities. I want to do them if I feel like it in the exact moment. Do you know what I mean? He's very anti-weekend plans. He's like,
right. I want the weekend to
Yes.
be free for whatever we might have
Yes,
that
and then
I want to do.
if something pops up, he's open to it, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to commit to anything in advance.
Listen, I mean, he's speaking to a lot of the people's listening soul. Speaking of my soul,
Yeah.
I
But
sit.
he's lucky though because I'm now his gatekeeper of
Right.
plans.
That's why.
He doesn't have to tell someone to their face that he doesn't want to do the plan.
These are the reasons to get married.
So
To a lot of people, someone else has to deal with your shit.
right. Well, now I'm like his assistant. I'll
Yes.
check with Michael and get back to you. He doesn't have to look at the person in the eye and say, "I'd rather sit on my couch than go to your
Right.
come to your house and
This
hang
is
out."
why there's very few male friendships later in life. You are the arbiter of what the weekend what will happen. These are very kind of old school,
Yeah,
gender
dynamics.
tropey dynamics. But it's funny that you are a modern woman. And you go to the suburbs, and somehow it goes back in time a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And if anyone goes to him, even his own friends, they go to him directly. It's like he doesn't even tell me sometimes. He just rejects
Their plans.
Yeah.
He's got a tight knit group of friends too.
Yeah, I know.
Are they in the suburbs? Are they split? Is there city guys,
They're
suburbs
mostly
guys?
in the city. I think almost all of them are in the city.
So maybe that's probably what lets him off the hook a lot.
right. He's like, I'm not coming into the city for that.
Right.
I'm not coming into now. It's like the new. I don't even know.
The new, my dog ate my
COVID
homework.
Yeah, it's the new COVID.
COVID, right?
Yeah. Just it's just not worth it.
Right.
For the chance that I'll be well, it kind of does make the bar higher for the play. I'm not casually you're just gonna go to any which thing.
Right. No, it's got to be an event. It's got to
Right.
be something people are excited about and want to do.
If I'm getting on the train,
I didn't even think of the
that's
train.
what I'm saying. If I'm getting on the train, it better be an event.
I posted this thing about coming back. I flew from Oregon to JFK, and then it was an hour and 10 minutes to get from JFK to my apartment. And I was like, wow. The fact that you go cross country and then it's another hour to get
it's
home
crazy.
is I basically said
Airports
it was
matter.
totally. I mean, I compared it to getting pantsed in front of the lunchroom in high school and then someone coming up and punching you in the nuts. That's how bad it feels. And then people were like, you can take the train. And I'm like, you're talking to the wrong guy. I didn't even consider the train.
Here,
from
can I
here, but
tell you
probably
something?
should.
I actually love public transportation.
I'm with you.
I know you just said
the
that-
least
you just
relatable
said-
podcast.
you just said the
I
train
it
was-
a big
you just-
confession.
You just said the train was gross.
I didn't say gross. What are you, one of the
implied it.
commenters? Just took my life.
I just started a Reddit thread about you.
Right.
While we were sitting here.
Jared says all the people who take public transportation are gross.
Okay, if I could,
I do think that, by the way.
rank. If I
wanna
could
be on the record.
rank the ways of getting somewhere.
Okay.
Right? Walking number one. If I
This
could
is
walk,
a New York City
if
opinion.
I could walk somewhere,
Okay, yep.
that is the best case scenario.
This makes you a coastal elite. This is.
Is it? It's
Yeah.
free. That's the cheapest option. Is
I'm
walking.
with you. I know, but no one walks anywhere.
In any other city, you mean?
This has been memeified.
I walked to our Philly show. Do you remember?
I
And
do remember. You almost
got
died.
hit by a car. Yeah.
This is
a bad idea.
This has been a memeified thing, like New York, like, oh, I'll walk 2 blocks, and then you're like in Cleveland, and
Right.
it's like, where am I? I'm on the
You're
side of the highway.
right?
Yeah. This is Michelle Wolf, good friend of mine, amazing comedian. Her big thing was like, as a comedian, you walk along more highways than you could ever. It's like part of the job.
Right.
Because you don't have a car. You go to a random city, and then they're like,
You're like close to the venue.
right. So I'll walk, and then you're like, where the fuck am I? And you're like looking at your Google Maps like it's a compass,
Yes.
But okay, so walk is
Walk
number
is
one.
number one. What's your number one? You're like private plane.
NetJets. No, I would say Uber.
Number one.
Transportation.
Yeah.
Uber.
Okay.
I could have a drink in my hand. Look, I'm an alcoholic. I can have a drink in my hand
You're getting in the Ubers with drinks?
all the time. You don't do
Okay.
this? Oh, you're not even suburban yet.
Where are you going?
Everywhere. Parties, galas. No, you take a drink in the Uber. That's like the reason to get in the Uber.
How'd you get here today?
I took an Uber with a bottle of champagne. No. No, I walked.
Okay.
I did walk. I enjoy the
So
walk.
then walking
to
is number. So then walking is
I'm not
number
saying
one.
that doesn't make it number one.
Okay.
Just because I walked doesn't mean it's number one. I did it because I was like, I couldn't get to the gym. I drank last night. I ate popcorn.
Okay. So you did it.
Well, let's not
instead
go
of-
down this road.
Okay, fine. Sorry, it wasn't supposed to go there.
Right.
All right.
No. Okay.
Walking,
Walking. You do your list. I'll do mine.
walking, subway, Uber.
This is insanity. Okay. What about train?
Like Long Island. I mean, yeah.
Long Island Railroad.
I
Yeah.
can almost like consider that the subway stand
That's-
in because that's the public.
It's your subway now.
Yeah. It's my
Yeah.
sub. Well, it's much cleaner than the subway.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good to know.
You ever been on Long Island Railroad? You did.
I
You
have.
took the train to Long Beach.
I've
you
taken
said.
the train.
Yeah. It's pretty comfy.
No. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I think the only time I've ever the only time you get crazy about the Long Island Railroad is if you're going out east.
Oh my God. If you're going to like Montauk or the Hamptons on a Friday then that bullet train at 4 p.m., that's like the closest thing to like hell I've ever seen.
You're right, and it sticks with people. That's why people like hate. Like they only remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one remembers the nice ride they had at like 7 a.m. where they had
Right.
their
No, that's the
headphones
worst
in.
possible
Right.
scenario.
Everyone remembers their
And-
worst
right.
possible scenario.
And the peak trains kind of suck too because there's like a lot of people trying to get on at once.
Right.
But
If you're a commuter, like which nowadays less and less since pandemic,
Right.
it's a different story. Like I mean, we know that just from being in New York, you'd meet these people that look like they grew from the ground of the subway. They'd be like, I've been traveling here 30,000 years, and I've been going into Mr. Hanks's office. Like we
yeah.
meet those people, and I'm always like, no fucking way I'm ever doing that. Like I respect that they've done that, but it's like I think a lot of our generation is kind of like, I'm not spending 3 hours
on the train every day.
It's why these little tiny cities it's why near you there's like a little mini metropolis.
Right.
Like these have been created
Yeah.
via the idea of like, I don't want to go into the city.
The town away from the town. Right.
That is right.
The
And
Rome of Long Island.
that's true.
Yeah.
I guess I put it at Uber, walk, subway, but
Okay.
I do enjoy. I don't mind the subway. I say that as if I've never really. I mean, doing comedy now 13 years, I'm way out of the game of like fighting the subway. So whenever I'm on it, I'm like, oh, this was nice.
Right.
You know,
You're not there every
Right.
day.
I'm not a good.
Are you like afraid of the subway?
No, I don't live in fear.
So I mean,
No, I like it.
Here's my issue.
I'm just saying, like when
Right.
especially where I live now, I'm in the West Village. Like, I ain't leaving the West Village. It is
That I understand.
that's a
Just
tough
staying
one.
in your neighborhood. When I was in the Upper East Side, I didn't want to leave there either.
Right.
Just don't want to leave your neighborhood.
No.
I think that's a big part of getting older is never doing anything new or exploring anywhere outside of your surroundings.
the Michael method.
Yes. Michael has taught us well. But here's why I don't like Ubers, especially in the city. I just feel like they don't move and they they're very expensive and they don't move.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
fair.
I could just walk faster than this and not just be, I get anxiety, like just sitting
Right.
and not moving. and I don't know when. There's no like end date. At least with the subway, when it goes, when you get on it,
You're
you know
going.
it's moving.
You're moving
Yeah.
forward motion. I'm with you. Listen, I also consider it like it's actually quite a workout. Like if you like the idea of like walking to the subway,
Oh, yeah,
getting
you're
in,
going
down the
you're going
stairs.
up.
Like
Might die. It's exciting. It's an
right.
adventure.
There's some breaths taken.
For
You know,
sure.
so listen. Otherwise.
Now
what
that
else?
we've
Now that
broken
we've
down
broken
the entire train.
transportation.
Yeah. This is
Now
where
that
that's
we've
why
Pete
people come.
Buttigieg. Fucking Pete Buttigieg podcast.
Yeah. Now that we've done it, I could have guessed your answers to that. What's new with you?
I walked out of here last week with immediate regret about putting out that I want to date for
Going
this
on a date?
podcast. I kind of regretted it.
To clarify, you said you were not going on any dates except one date.
One
from
date.
this podcast. No pictures.
No pictures. So
Why do you
last
regret
week,
it?
I just
Get
felt
the
like
person.
a
Get
douche.
the person we're choosing excited.
I felt like a douche, like putting myself out there in that way. I was like, I thought it was, to me, it's fun fodder for the podcast, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also going to go on a respectful date. I'm not an asshole. Or at least I hope I'm not an asshole. To some listening, I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world. I don't pray to Jay Shetty every day, so I'm some sort of piece of shit, okay? But I like Jay, by the way.
Yes.
As a person, I just don't.
You don't
I can't
get it.
believe I'm
you don't
talking
get it.
about this.
You
I
just
don't get it. I don't
Yeah.
get how. Again, if he was making $1 million a year, I'd go. This is great. He's probably making $20 million a year.
Yeah. No, he's.
You're like, well, how did this happen?
He's absurd. See, he's absurdly expensive.
Is he?
And not to say expensive. Absurdly. What's the word?
Wildly successful. I mean,
Yes.
successful is,
Yes,
is the
successful.
word. I mean,
Wildly
respect to success. There's okay. So
Anyway.
Candace
Anyway.
just rolled her eyes so hard. I basically walked out of here being like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
Here's the thing. I would understand that mindset if we didn't get tons and tons of submissions. Candace, we got
Right.
tons and tons of submissions,
Did
right?
we? So you woke up to some submissions, right?
They're coming. They're still coming in.
They're still pouring in. If you're listening by now, at this
It's
point,
over.
They're closed.
It's
they're
closed.
closed.
It's over.
It's over for you. We're closing the submission options because at this point we probably already picked because what date is it? It's the 13th, and your date is coming up on Tuesday night, the 19th.
The 19th.
Yep.
But we wanted to read a couple of submissions we got just to give you guys a little flavor.
An idea of what's going on here.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think, just based on knowing you, that we will do well based on the emails. I think that I could pick a person you wouldn't have a terrible time with just based on an email.
I think you could too. And I think the emailers too know me in a way.
Yes.
Like that's kind of the weird part about it. And people come up to me all the time. Oh my God, it's so weird how much I know about it. And I'm like, well, it's not weird because I put it out there to be known. Like it's
Totally.
not like I would never look at someone being like, if someone was like, oh my God, feather. Oh, it's so weird. I'd be like, oh, well, you idiot loser. I'd be like, oh my God, that's a great compliment that you've listened and cared. You know?
Yeah.
So
There should be like an American Idol for like a dating show. You know, how, like the audience calls in and they vote.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right?
Like you vote on who. I think they might have. Did they do
Did
that?
they? The audience votes?
That feels very Fox reality show.
It
but
sounds like
yeah.
something they should have, if they haven't already made.
Call in and tell us who should go out with the person.
Right. The audience.
Well, that would be the kind of the new version of the dating game, like suitor number one, suitor number two. Remember that
Right.
show? It was like
Like the Newlywed Game?
no, it was like you'd have like three people,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they'd be like, it's like a very 90s
What
show.
describe
thing.
your ideal date?
Right,
Or
right, and then
something,
some
and then you have to
asshole.
pick without seeing them.
right. Yeah, this is kind
Yeah.
of that if
Right.
you think about it. But voting on it would be a cool element. But we're gonna read some of the submissions here.
Yeah, I haven't
Someone
read them,
wrote-
so we're gonna read them. Just
Before we get to it, I gotta pay for this date.
where are you going?
I'm gonna be
It's
in
the-
Albany.
It's the 13th or the 12th, depending on when
It's
you're
the
listening.
so Albany, New York. Always tough for me in those Rust Belt towns.
What does a Rust Belt town mean?
Places no one wants to move to.
Well, now you're gonna get a lot of tickets sold. Come
Someone
here.
asked me like, what towns do you do well in? I'm like, towns women want to live in after graduation, generally.
Okay.
So like, I don't
Women
think a
aren't
lot of.
flocking to Albany.
No, that's the town women move back to in their Hallmark movie where they're like, I can't believe I'm back in Albany.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
but maybe they meet a guy in like some plaid.
I think
you
you're
know?
digging your own Albany ticket grave here.
Yeah,
but let's
I think
see.
I fucked myself. I'm one to not say the right things, I guess.
Well,
you know.
if you're looking, that's comedy. So
Right. San Diego, Albany, Madison, Buffalo. I'm coming back. I've talked a lot of shit on Buffalo.
you have.
New York City show. I think we're adding a second.
Nice.
A
Good.
second town hall
Now
show.
I can get my 4 tickets.
Now you're good. And it's a Sunday night show, I think.
Oh, wow.
Which will be cool.
Okay.
Houston. I'm coming fairly quickly. That's what he
she
said.
Sorry. we're the older we get, the more
Yeah.
we're still 9,
Yeah, it's,
12,
Things
whatever
stay
it
the
is.
same.
Right.
Houston, the first week of the new year. This came kind of quick.
Okay.
It's a lot of cum. No, I
Okay.
mean, no. So I'm
You're
gonna be
coming.
in
You're
Houston.
coming. Okay.
I'm gonna come all over Houston.
Okay.
So Houston, it's happening. Boston, Toronto, Chicago, Minneapolis, Royal Oak, Vancouver.
Ooh.
Back to the city where it all happened.
Yes.
The infamous Jordana situationship run-in.
Yes. You're going back.
I'm going
Maybe
back.
I'll come see you.
Come on out, buddy. Denver, San Francisco, Nashville.
You should go to Whistler.
JaredFree.com. I should do something in
Yeah.
Couve Town.
When are you going to be in Vancouver?
April.
Yeah, it's still ski season.
Yeah, it would be like that, like fun t-shirt ski season.
Yeah.
I'm not a skier, but I've heard that that's a thing.
Listen, maybe you'll go with the person submitting for this date.
Right.
You guys,
it could be us.
Yeah, you guys hit it off.
And if you're listening now and you want a new podcast, the J Train podcast is reforming.
Coming January 1st. Right?
January 1st, studio show. I was texting with Sammy.
Amazing.
We're going to get you guys on. We want to do a Betches-centric episode.
Love it.
It'll be so much fun.
I can't wait.
We've already started. One of the segments is going to be social media posts. Are they doing okay?
I love that. I volunteer for that episode.
And we have to do our own too.
Are they doing okay?
Are they doing
Right,
okay?
yes.
And I there was
What
a
is
post
going on
yesterday
here?
that I was like,
Yeah.
what? And we just break down someone's social media post to say, and we put up a
Anonymously?
sign. No, we're gonna.
Oh, so like someone who's in the public.
They're in the
eye,
public
right,
eye.
okay.
Yeah. They
Right.
have a big following.
Got
There was
it.
a post yesterday that I was like,
Are you okay?
are you okay?
Are you okay?
Like I've had that with like. Have you ever had that with
I
like
have
people you
wanted
went to
to-
college with?
Yeah, I have wanted to like reply to a story. Are you okay?
Oh my god.
What is going on
I'm
here?
sure people have said that about me.
Are you sure about this one?
Right.
Did you run this by someone?
There's nothing worse than a yikes response. Have you ever
wow.
gotten that?
On anything I put out?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but you put out a lot more content than me.
A yikes.
You got
will
any
hit-
yikes?
It'll hit you right in the anus.
When did they put a yikes out?
I don't know. I just like it just stayed with me that was like such a like
Yikes is almost like the worst thing you could say.
right. Like you think of like heckles. Like
Yeah.
what's the worst heckle? Yikes.
Because it implies like you were so out there that you didn't even think that like
Like you
this
thought
is
this was like a
really,
normal
wow. Yeah.
right. Yikes. Like I think like I told you, what did I say with my move in a fight isn't to fight. If someone was yelling at me, your breath fucking stinks.
Yes.
That would change.
That's like yikes.
Shot to the throat. That's the yikes version of yikes. Okay, so let's read. We
Let's
got
read
a couple submissions, and we're not
to
going
give
to
you guys
vote
a
yet.
taste.
We're waiting until next week. This is a taste of what we're getting.
Yes.
Okay, but next week is the real.
So the recap episode will be when then?
I guess the New Year's
on the
episode?
27th? Yes.
Are we gonna
No.
have them on?
Oh, because they won't be there. It'll be after the new year.
After
After the
we
New
gotta
Year,
figure
we're
out
gonna-
what we're gonna do. This was off the cuff for the listeners at home to let you behind that.
Completely unhinged.
I walked in. I was not feeling great, and I was like, "Why not?"
You know, that's how every good story starts.
Right.
I think.
You're right. I
Right?
think so too. The
Look-
My Story page.
Low expectations. Fuck it. Let's try it.
The My Story page. Well, Jared lost his mind.
Jared was on the verge of someone replied yikes to one of his stories, and he figured he had nothing else to lose.
And now we're married.
Yeah.
Woo. Welcome
Well, anyway,
to our wedding.
so you got 2 submissions. We said no pictures. Some people submitted pictures anyway.
Not good listeners.
Not good listeners. That's not on your list.
Well, it is funny because here's the thing. We are saving myself from myself because we want the no pictures thing. I admittedly, I got sent a long message the minute the episode came out, and I went straight to the picture. Like,
Right.
you
Well,
know,
that's what
and
I'm
it's like,
saying. We're taking out the
take it
temptation.
away. Yeah.
We're that restaurant that's removing the calories from the menu.
Thank you. Yes, take them
That's
away.
what we're
I don't want
doing.
to know.
Exactly.
I don't want to know what the creme brulee is worth.
Yes. I just want what I want.
Yeah.
All right. Dear J&J, but really hi Candace, as I assume you're the first in line for the vetting team.
Good listener.
Yes. Figured sometimes you just have to shoot your shot, so let's get right into it. Here are the quick stats. 26 years old. I know, probably a bit younger than the
Little
Mystic or Jared might have initially expected. But don't worry, I've got a good job, mentally stable, self-proclaimed, but still counts, right? That's funny.
I also like the Mystic. I talked over the line. That's a good line.
Yes,
The Mystic or Jared would have expected is very funny.
I agree. She's starting off strong.
Really strong. 26, I was like,
It's a little
then the
young.
Mystic or Jared, I was like, okay, a little
Mystic would
mature.
not, yeah, Kelly would not have been into 26.
No,
it's a little young
she
for
got
her.
she
was
got
getting
upset
triggered.
when I went real young. She got upset. Okay,
Okay, 26 is not the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's a
26-year-old
little young for
female,
you.
I would say, is a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, that's not
Mentally.
that's not the worst thing I've ever
Mm-hmm.
heard. Okay, even got a nice 1-bedroom in the West Village.
Whoa, she's got buckaroos.
Maybe not as nice as the one Jorge's wife had, but I'll work on it.
Whoa, this girl came out swinging.
Yeah.
I'm blushing.
Wow, this is good.
Yeah,
Born and raised in Lowell. Is that how you say
Lowell.
it? Lowell.
yeah.
Oh wow. Born and raised in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Hey, maybe no bucks.
What? Bucks?
She's got a 1-bedroom. I'm saying,
yeah.
maybe.
Oh, that's not okay. I don't know. I don't know what the rep is. But just moved back.
Hanging with a little bitch.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what I'm fucking around.
But just moved back to East after living in Colorado the past few years. Can't promise I wouldn't cry, but all I can say is coming from a good old tight-knit Boston family, your mom screaming at your dad, calling him a moron is oddly comforting. Wow.
Okay.
This sounds like a recipe for
too?
disaster. Is that not just the typical background music to any family outing? I'd say I like my coffee and alcohol the same. Genuinely appreciate the good stuff, but also can happily drink a bottom shelf cup that's basically water. Okay, got a little bit of a
Speaking to me.
substance abuse issue.
Well, a little bit, but literally I said same.
It's a
Yeah,
match, okay?
okay.
I have attached a couple pictures because I'm calling BS on Jared's no picture thing. Okay. We're
okay,
not,
well, I
he's
do-
not going to see them. We're not showing them to
Right,
him.
but one of the things on my list was a little
Pain in
difficult.
the ass,
Yeah, so
yeah.
this is a little difficult, which I
Okay.
like. Okay.
I will take it.
She took
I have heard him rant enough on You Up that you have got to have your Instagram public if you were going to slide into the DMs. What can I say? A gal can appreciate a little browser before you buy mentality. Your 2023 podcast bachelor final rose. I like this email.
It's a good email.
Yeah. Sounds I would I would rate that highly.
Right?
Yeah. Seems
You
like
and
a
I
good
both.
match.
Yeah. I liked everything about it. Also, I liked the mystery.
Of what?
Like, I mean, no pictures. She didn't really give much. I'm from Boston. I like that your parents yell.
Lol.
Lol.
Is that how far is that from Boston?
I don't even know. I was fucking around. I don't even know Lowell very well. I'm trying to see how far it is from Needham. That's how I live. Lowell, Massachusetts.
What do you think about the 26 thing?
It's too young.
But not for this state. Not for this competition.
40 minutes away. Oh, they're north. They're near Tewksbury.
I don't know
I
what
don't
that
know what a
means.
Tewksbury
Yeah,
is,
no-
but
Chelmsford.
No one knows what
It's
the hell you're talking about.
Woods people.
I was going to say, because you both had a slightly visceral reaction to the she can't promise she might not cry. That's a direct reference to something you said in the Mystic episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did I say?
It was just something about remember when she was talking about like somebody new coming into your life
Yeah.
and the death card was pulled.
Yes.
So it was just something about
Talk about
you
a good
mean like
listener.
Oh my God.
reacting to like your family crying, like, or your family making you cry isn't a loving way to welcome somebody into your family. It was like something along those lines.
So she's really,
There was a direct
Pulling the- She is
reference
a
in
good
there.
listener.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
paid
good
attention
listener.
to what you said you needed in your life.
yes.
Right. I take back the bad listener thing. She's a good listener.
No,
She's just disregarding what you
Right.
said.
She just doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
But that's okay. This is a good email.
Yeah.
I think we have started very strong.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. Okay. Here, the next one is a poem. date proposal poem. We
I
got
like a poem.
an artiste.
I like an artiste.
You write poems.
I'm a poet guy.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
Let me shut my eyes and go to a place.
All right. You ready?
Okay.
I'm gonna read this.
Subscribe on YouTube to see me go to a place.
I don't know what the. I don't know what I should be doing voice wise.
Give it like a British accent.
I'm not gonna do that to myself. Okay.
Okay.
In January's frost, in NYC All Parade, a med student with 26 birthday plans meticulously laid. I write to you, Jared, an open plea, asking if you'd spare a few hours and hang with me. At 6'2" I stand with a looming flare. Two short Jewish parents, did one have an affair? Navigating life with confidence and smarts, I hope to share a day with Jared Freed, Mr. Farts.
Ooh.
You up, I subscribe, benefits and all. Your dating wisdom, a daily call. Through my medical books and the occasional song, your podcast is my anthem all day long.
Okay.
My master of jokes, let's meet and jest. We'll plan a date and put our compatibility to the test. Beneath city lights where hot dogs gleam, we'll banter and flirt, let's make a scene. The board lord and I will share a feast of delight, late night bites under city lights. Let's make it a date where humor's the theme, finding love a fun bonus in this Yenta's dream.
Wow.
Very good.
It's a fantastic
A poet.
Fantastic
Yes.
poem.
We don't know much about. The only thing I think I've learned about her is that she's
26-year-old
26.
med student.
at 6'2".
6'2", love it.
Yeah.
I'd climb that tree.
Okay.
No, I listen.
Well, I mean, let's narrow it down between the two at least, because there's more submissions.
There's
but
more
between- yeah.
submi-
Which one are
well-
you taking?
I don't know. What are you taking? I mean,
For you?
Yeah, for me.
I think I'm going with the emailer.
Really?
Yeah,
Not the med student.
not the poem.
Student. That's the only.
Yeah, I know. You know, you don't like academia.
I
We've
really
already
hate
discussed this.
reading students.
I think
No,
right.
but-
I think that 26 years old and a student, not right for you.
right.
Um,
I think that's fair. Oh, she's 25,
that's
turning
true.
26.
Yeah, good point, Candace.
That kind of changes. And listen,
25 is
we're leaning.
is a little young.
It is interesting that the age to us is like a thing. You know, it's like, what do you hear? You know, it's
Right.
like it's.
They're both. I mean, they're both about 26.
right. But it's, if anyone wants to take anything away from this for their own dating life that isn't writing in for me, which I would assume most of them are not. You know, this is what people hear. You know, like
Right.
in
That's
a
what they
setup.
They hold on to the things they hold on to.
Right. And the like, okay, where are they in life? Where am I in life? You know, like, I think it's just interesting what we're talking. Take pictures out of the game. We're like, you know, the 6'2" thing, I'm like, great. That's awesome. There's not, like, it is funny that they're warning me.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and but that's
I would do the
their
same,
insecurities.
I think.
Other people's insecurity. Yeah, right.
Right.
I get that. Like, I would have to, like, reference my body type if I wrote in. You know,
Right.
like, I would do the same. So it is all just interesting.
Candace, what is like the average age of the person submitting, would you say, that you've seen so far?
Yeah,
We just
I
got
was
them.
actually. I was looking through just now because while we do have a few 26-year-olds,
Mm-hmm.
the oldest right now that we have is 44.
44.
Okay.
Good for
Mostly
them.
in your 30s, though. Most
Mostly
of them
in
are.
your
I would
okay.
say the average age right now is like 34.
Okay.
That I like.
So-
Nice.
Okay, so we're taking right now. The emailer is moving to the next or to the next round, I guess.
Yes.
The
email
poet,
one.
great
Love it.
poem. Don't
Yeah.
do not sit here being upset.
Yes. I'd buy the poetry book. I
Yeah.
just don't know if it's a match for you.
That's okay.
But these were great.
This was fun.
I would say keep sending them in, but we're closed for submissions.
It's over.
And again, Jared will be going out with this person on December 19th.
Don't come looking for us.
Don't come looking.
Don't.
You don't know where they're going to be.
I got a special spot.
Yes.
picked out.
And we'll break down the date in January.
That's right. Let's get into today's episode. Any other
do it.
announcements?
Guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're at 9K. We've been talking about getting to 10K for a very long time, and it's getting embarrassing.
Right, it is getting embarrassing. There's also an active conversation going on in the comments. The YouTube comments are interesting to me.
Yeah.
As any comments are concerned.
The YouTube comments are interesting because they're like semi private. Do you
Are
know,
they?
like they're semi anonymous. Like you have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
username,
right,
but
right,
they're not
right.
like they're not as anonymous as Reddit, but they're more anonymous than I don't know, like
Facebook.
Instagram or
Right.
Facebook.
Yeah, and they comment at like you can comment at specific points in it.
Right.
So they're like in the moment of like whatever
Oh,
they're
yeah.
commenting on, being like, "What the fuck is this?" Or like, "I agree with this," or "I disagree with this." I don't know.
I feel like those are the only comments that you read, or the YouTube comments.
Yeah, those are the only ones. Have you? How are we doing? Okay, otherwise.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, good.
Yeah. Reviews are good. If you want to
Yeah.
rate, review, and subscribe, you can still do that. As you know, I read them all.
Yes, Jordana's got her candle and her Scrooge McDuck hat.
Yes, and if you write a bad one, I will find you. You know,
And,
very vindictive.
How's Baby Steps?
It's good. It's still coming out with new episodes. We had Erin Andrews on Friday.
Erin Andrews is a get.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great. I mean, Erin Andrews has been around for a long time, and in the media world,
Yeah, in sport. I mean,
super
Very
successful.
super successful. Spoke very just well about the whole thing. Really gave like a good deep dive into her experience. And we've got a bunch of other really good guests. Check it out.
Love
Baby
it.
Steps on the Oversharing feed. If you can't find it, go to the Oversharing feed. It's on there every Friday.
Love it. What are we talking about today? Let's jump right in.
Oh, and also, sorry, really quick. If you were looking for some last minute gift guides for the holidays, go to goodatshopping_ on Instagram or visit betches.com/tag/gifts for gift guides for everyone, whether you're shopping for your boyfriend, someone you just started seeing, yourself, your dad who wants nothing, or you just want to treat yourself.
I haven't been interviewed for what I would like.
Do you want us to post your
Just
gift
put a
guide
big,
on
put
you up?
this picture of me. Just put this video up. Ready? Put it on the gift guide. Blow job.
No,
Oh,
Jared,
no?
we can't earn
Oh,
we
okay.
can't earn affiliate income off of that.
okay.
So
No,
that's
don't put
not
that up.
going up.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
no option for that on the reward style like to know it
Okay.
thing.
Delta gift card. Okay, there it is.
There you go.
Let's get into it.
Okay. All
I
right.
like this email. It's tough for me to answer, but I like it.
Yeah. I'll read it. You ready?
Go for
All
it.
right. Dear J&J, Feather, I have a recurring pattern I'd love to get your insight on. Let me preface this by saying I'm definitely a bit of a cool girl by nature. I'm pretty...
She's got a lot of confidence. Cool girl.
Well, she's like referencing that like cool girl mentality. Of,
right.
Like,
I let things go.
Right. I'm not like, I'm not going to make you take me out on a date or I like,
Chilling.
yeah, I'm chilling. It's cool. I'm naturally pretty detached, not super emotional or communicative, go with the flow, etc. Even my closest girlfriends said when they first met me, they couldn't really tell if I liked them or not. Now,
Keep hanging.
sounds fun. Yeah. Now on to my question. Whenever I meet a guy I really like and see a future with, 3 guys in the past 2 years, it always turns into a casual hookup dynamic. Months go by, and when I finally confront them about wanting more, they've all expressed that they think I'm so cool, so fun to be around, blah, 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 but our dynamic is set and they can't see it turning into anything more. I definitely play it extra cool and aloof with guys I'm super into out of fear of vulnerability, avoidant attachment. Jared, is this something that puts girls into the hookup only box? Do guys really have a hard time shifting dynamics once it's already set? Do you think being detached can be an emotional turnoff? Or are these all just excuses and I'm just falling for emotionally unavailable guys because I'm unavailable myself? Thanks, one of the boys.
What do you think of this?
I can relate a lot to this email.
Yeah.
I was like this a lot when I was single. I think I was too cool, I would say. And it's not, she calls it avoidant. It's not avoidant.
Okay.
That's not
I don't.
really-
I didn't.
yeah.
Anytime someone does those things, I
Yeah.
don't know what they're talking about.
That's not what
Yeah.
an avoidant
I heard the
attachment is.
words.
Because she wants to be in a relationship and she wants to be like with someone. She's almost doing the opposite because she's scared of being like emotionally vulnerable.
Right.
Like to me, this reads, bless you.
Thank you.
This reads that she has a discomfort with like emotions. She has discomfort with like open communication. She doesn't. She
Right.
feels that if she tells someone how she feels, that they'll reject her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this just again based on my own experience, kind of doing the same thing, where I would like never text someone first because I thought it was the empowering move, but it's actually just me
Right.
kind of like anxious about whether they're into me, and then me trying to like play this game to show that I care less when I actually care a lot
Right.
more.
Yeah, it's hard. That this is a hard one to talk about.
And I've
because-
gotten similar feedback.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the feedback you're gonna get from someone that wouldn't have gotten that far had you had been a pain in the ass earlier.
Right. Well, that's
You
the
know
thing.
that and it's like one of those things that like it is my belief that these guys that she's dealing with are ones to allow this to happen. You know what I mean? Like it's not that she's dealing with avoidant guys. She's just dealing like if you're cool, you're gonna find guys who are cool with
Right.
You know, like who kind of come towards cool guys. I'll say this I'll speak for myself and an issue that I have that I see in myself as feeling like a lazy dater.
Okay.
And as a lazy dater, me, and I hope this doesn't sound like
Chop our heads off. Just
well,
say it.
I guess you're gonna, to me, cool girl's gonna end up with like guy who's cool guy,
Yeah.
who's just has no direction, you know, who
Right.
has no thought, who hasn't gone ahead, who's not purposeful. So it's kind of like a bad, like it's like a bad magnetism because
No, I totally agree.
you know,
Yeah.
like I'm thinking as like lazy dater who, oh, cute girl's talking to me. Cool. Yeah, we'll go home. You know,
Right.
cool girl's talking to me. I'm having a good time. We're all having a good time. And oh, you
Until
want to
3
get
months.
drinks? And then it's a few months in, you go, oh, you want like real shit? You know, like,
Right.
and I haven't really thought of it yet. Like, I think you're getting guys, cool girl attracts lazy dater to me.
I could agree with that.
Like, and that's in the
Because they've
least
got-
hateful way. That's like in the least personal way I can put it. Like there's another version where someone's like, well, those guys are just, you know, stringing me along because they're getting hookups. It's like, no. I think this is less purposeful.
well, they don't know that it means something to you.
Right.
Right.
And
they-
they're
at
never
least
put
they
to
can-
task.
Right. Or at least they don't have to know that. And that's the thing with like having this cool girl persona where you're like, I'm not going to like tell someone I like you. To say I like you
Right.
is to sort of open yourself up to being rejected.
Right.
Right?
And opening yourself up to watching someone that you're like starting to care about go, I don't know, you know, like get mumbly.
Yeah.
You know, and so like the idea that like it took her bringing it up, like when it's like that makes sense because these
Oh, yeah.
guys are just like they're chilling, like
And she's
just like
probably
you're
attracted
chill.
to cool guy.
Right, and they
Right.
probably have good rapport, they have good back and forth, but it's all like in the land of La La Land, like
Yeah.
it's not real, like and the minute she made it real is the minute like oh shit, the group projects do. You know, like I kind of know exactly what she's dealing with, and it's like it's not because she's cool.
Well, that's the thing.
You know?
I think that again, as a former coolish girl,
Mm-hmm.
or at least like that's what I think I was portraying. I think it's not the flex you think it is.
Right. It's not. It's not. It's
Because I had the same thought in my mind, like, oh, everyone says I'm like so fun to be around. Like I'm
Right.
not like one of those annoying like clingy crazy people. Like I don't need to be treated as X, Y, or Z. But that just means
Right.
you like are lowering your standards. It doesn't mean you're like that's actually cool.
I love. It's not the flex you think it is. It's like such. It feels like it would be like a witch in a movie would say that, like in a Disney film. It's not the flex you think it is, young
like
lady.
I've caught that from some sort of like social media something. Like,
Right, it's a
that's what
good-
the kids are saying.
Good
Yeah.
merch. Not the flex you think it is.
It's not.
Great merch.
I mean, that's the thing. Because I used to think it was a flex. I was
Right.
like, oh, I'm the girl who's never texting you first. Because
Right.
like I'm cool.
Right, and you're kind of like it from the outsider male looking at women as if they're zoo animals. it kind of see.
Really painting a beautiful picture of yourself.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, from the 36,000 feet angle, it kind of feels like it's women imitating like a version of a woman that they've seen on Instagram.
Right.
You know, like you ever see the picture of the woman with the hair in a messy bun holding a baby and a dog and she's cooking?
Yeah.
And like you're like, this is not real. This isn't real. This isn't how it works. You know, hot chick who's cool and wears baggy jeans and everything fits her like it does on the mannequin in fucking Nordstrom's is not you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just not gonna happen.
I
So-
think there's this feeling when you portray this image that you kind of think like, okay, I will be more attractive to men by not showing them that I'm super attracted to them.
Right.
And there might be like a little bit of truth in that. And you tell you tell me. But like I think there's a little something to like, oh, she's not obsessively texting me. Maybe that makes me think a little bit more. Is that not? I don't know. Is that? I think
Yeah,
that's
of
the
course.
mindset
If you
of the
like
cool girl.
them, you know, like I was actually having this conversation last night. I was with a couple of friends. We're having drinks, and we were having this like really. They were giving me such shit about being single.
That sounds fun.
It was actually depressing. By the end of it, like by the end,
By the end
it
of
was
it, you had
Nimesh.
ordered yourself a mail order bride.
Right. Nimesh, we did this whole. It was Nimesh Patel and Sam J, two great comics,
Okay.
and we went out after The Cellar, and they were like, they give you this whole talk, and then at the end of the night, I was like leaving, they're getting in their Ubers, and I was like, and Nimesh was like, "You're not gonna listen to anything we said," and I was like, "Then why bring it up? I gotta feel like shit now." But they
Right.
were like,
Just infected me and then walked away. Took a
Right.
big dump.
it was right. Took a big shit, and I gotta smell it. But their point of like. This idea of like wanting to conquer
Yeah.
is very much, and I think like pursuant. I don't think, I think everyone wants to feel like they've achieved a goal in
In dating.
dating.
Yeah.
And
It's very, I mean, dating is like, I think 90% ego.
right.
Right.
And you can't force that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, this is one of those things where people are like, you got to play the game. You know, when we get into rules and games,
Right.
you're just trying to like create something that's not there.
Yeah.
You can't create it, but
gotta
you have
be it.
to be it until it happens to you. So
Okay.
like,
What do you mean until it happens to you?
I think you have to practice again, we've
you
been
have to
saying this-
actually be cool,
right.
not pretend to be cool.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and this
Well, that's what
takes
I'm saying, like-
confidence, this takes therapy, this takes
I
all
mean,
these things.
It's
Like,
kind of like exactly what I was just telling you. Like I used to think I was the cool girl, but actually I was extremely anxious.
right.
So it's like I was putting off trying to be this person while being internally being the complete opposite.
Right.
But that might have worked if I actually was cool.
Well, that's the point and this is
If I was not answering the text because I actually had other shit going on, that might have been
Right.
That might have worked.
And then, well, the guy who liked you is now going to really fucking dig in.
right.
So, like, here's the point: is like, there's that saying, "Luck is when preparation meets opportunity."
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we prepare? And falling in love and finding the right person is luck. Like,
Yeah.
I think we all
Well,
give ourselves to that. But
I think it's
preparation meets opportunity.
Right. I agree. Like the luck plus opportunity.
Well, this is my point. Is like luck
prep,
isn't
yeah,
luck.
right, yeah.
Luck isn't pure luck. Like when people are like, "I just got lucky." No. You were prepared,
Right.
and the opportunity came.
Yes.
So it's like, how do we prepare? So like to this person, like I think the minute you feel something, you say something. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the preparation. And that guy did not work out because you scared him away. He's not a little chipmunk. You know, no. He didn't run away.
Right.
This is luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Love is when preparation and holding your standards meets the opportunity with the right person.
right.
So it's like, and I'm saying this from the guy perspective. I'm giving you the insight. I've turned on my own
Yeah.
for a couple bucks. Okay, so this is why Barstool doesn't let me on. Okay,
Because you're too pro women.
that's right. Too much
of
a feminist.
That's what everyone says about you.
Right. Oh, I got a story about that. Okay, but I'll tell you later. So no, but I'm saying like, from the perspective of the chipmunk that you're trying not to scare away.
Right.
Me, I'm Mr. Chipmunk, Farts Chipmunk over here.
Farts McGee. Okay.
Farts McGee Chipmunk.
Okay.
I am telling you that, hey, I like you, would scare the fuck out of me if I didn't like them. Hey, I like you. Hey,
What if you did like them?
I like you too.
Great.
Boom. Hey, this weekend my friends are getting together. Come hang out. I want you to meet them. Am I oh shit, or or I'm either chipmunking, run away. I don't know how to do the chipmunk noise, or I'm going, fuck yeah. Let me sing, dance, and dust and impress these friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, again, like this is like, what are the controllables this person can do as cool chick? Okay, you can speak the fuck up and start doing things that chase a chipmunk away or bring in a bull.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the tough part is it's kind of like, and I think this was my issue, is that it feels like if I was gonna ever actually be cool, it's because I actually didn't like the person that much.
Right.
That's like when you like the person, it's kind of hard to be cool.
Of course it is. This, again,
Yeah.
everything we've said on this podcast for years has been easier said than done.
Right.
And again,
Like if I like someone, I want to
you,
manipulate the situation.
Right.
Know? If
And
I
if
like
I-
a shirt, if I like a house, I want to like position myself correctly to get it. I'm not just gonna say exactly how I feel.
right. And we're not gonna listen.
Yeah.
We're not gonna steer people away from hurt and feelings being hurt. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
These things all don't happen on time. I like you. I like you too for now.
Right.
Like I'm gonna say I like you back because let me think about this.
But I think your point is the good one in that like these people that you're meeting are gonna leave anyway once they find out you're into them, and you're not really fooling anyone.
Right.
And the only thing you're doing is saving yourself time by saying how you feel.
Right. And the idea, I guess the feedback is like, well, I mean, she even writes in this email of this idea of like, are they getting turned off by me not being, enough or aloof? And it's like, are they not, do they not know how I feel? I don't buy that.
You don't think?
I think it's way less people who are like, I guess she's not as into me, versus guys going, oh, this is fun,
Right.
and hanging around for the fun.
Yeah.
The idea of
And
like,
you haven't
I'm
told
not
them
sure.
it's not fun once you get to a certain point.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they were the ones that liked you so much but weren't sure how you felt, they would make a move and tell you that.
Yeah.
And just because, again, it goes back to that capture thing that, that they're not in that position. They're more in the position of chasing
Right.
your standard. If you're being aloof and they're like, hey, what's been happening? What the fuck?
Right. It would garner that response.
Right.
Instead of the other one.
Instead of like, I guess they're not in, so I just don't back away. Like I don't just
Yeah.
don't.
Oh,
I just
I
don't
agree.
see straight men, especially. I mean, Sam J, lesbian woman, like I was speaking the same tune as me.
No, I think that's how you fuck yourself over, is by being too cool for too long. That's how
Right.
you wind up in a 7-year situationship.
Right.
It is, because you're like, you're never like, oh, this makes me feel like shit. I don't want to do this. I like you.
Right. What the fuck?
Like, yeah. If you don't do that, then like there's the mystery of the like, oh, do they like me? Do they not? Like that. Don't like that. You're not like pulling one over on anyone by
No.
not saying that.
Tangibles. Also stick to tangibles.
Right.
Friends are hanging out. This is actually important to me. I would love for you to meet them. That's
Yeah.
like the way I just said that. It was like a cough. It's like breathing.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
it's easy
it-
for you.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
speaking to nobody.
Yeah.
I'm asking for dates on fucking podcasts. I'm getting poems.
You're getting tons of submissions. All right, let's do a
Let's do it all.
Auger encounter.
All right. Send them in, uup@betches.com. Hi, J&J. You're both great, and your podcast has really helped in finding my own relationship. I'm getting married next year. Here's my awkward encounter. This is great. We get a lot of that. I don't know if it's more. I don't know the numbers.
Oh, the people. Well, we've been around now 6 years,
Getting old.
as you guys have seen, and we've had people who came on single, then they came on single to the show, then they were
Yeah.
dating, then they got engaged, then they're married. Now they have kids listening to the
It's-
show. It's kind of incredible.
And now the kids ask us for advice.
It's like, 'cause my mom's an OBGYN, so sometimes she'd have someone come in and be like, "Well, you delivered me."
Oh, my God.
We haven't been around that long.
We're getting there. About 10 years ago, oh wow, we're going back in time. I was in my mid-20s living in San Diego using dating apps. I matched with this guy, and we went out to a restaurant for dinner. As soon as we met, he presented me with a teddy bear. Okay.
Right.
And for the lady, I already didn't feel a spark or chemistry, and this sort of solidified it. Plus, he had a 3-year-old son. I wasn't sure if he had purchased
Gross.
the bear
I'm
for
just
me.
I'm just kidding. Totally joking. She made it sound like that was like an additional.
Right. No chemistry, sort of solidified it. And, he's got this human. I wasn't sure if he had purchased the bear for me or just stole it from his son. You would have to tell me that. Where'd this bear come from?
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, give me the bear. I got a hot date tonight. Anyways, after the dinner, we went on a walk in La Jolla. Oh, that's a great walk.
Was that by the beach?
La Jolla might be the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my entire life.
We've talked about La Jolla on this
Yeah.
podcast because I used to think it was La Jolla.
Yes, very
So.
East Coast of us. I did too at a certain point.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
the
I don't
world
feel
traveler that
I
I
don't feel
am.
like as big of an idiot.
Yeah,
as I
no.
usually
We were
do.
both idiots. I'm staying there for my San Diego shows.
Great.
Like,
How far
I'm-
is that from San Diego?
It's funny because San Diego's just a wide town. So downtown to the club was already like 15, 20 minutes. And then La Jolla is like a half hour north of the airport.
You gonna walk?
No. Here I'd walk. This is like 15 minutes from the club. So it was like an in-between. It didn't
Oh,
even
nice.
matter. So yeah, I'm by the beach.
Maybe you'll find a girl to go on a La Jolla walk with a teddy bear.
Maybe my date from the 19th. Who knows? Anyways, we were walking along the road, and there's a little alcove with a gazebo. Like this only happens in La Jolla.
Okay.
Like an alcove
I'm
with a
picturing it.
gazebo. It's He pulls me in and says, "Can't you see it? Our family and friends are right behind us." And the preacher says, "You may now kiss the bride."
Gonna throw up.
And and leans in to kiss me for the first time. I am getting douche chills.
Right? That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
it
I'm gonna like
is-
vomit. Like this is so nauseating.
I was so uncomfortable. I think I froze while he planted one on me. It was a long walk back to our cars. Needless to say, it was our first and last kiss. Thanks for the laughs, insight, and wisdom.
It's like, was this guy reading his son like too many fairy tale books and he thought that that's like women love that?
I don't know. This is crazy.
It's so cringy.
So crazy. Like if you
Yeah.
saw this in a movie, you'd be like, this
Ugh.
isn't even like real.
Right.
Here's
Why
your
do
teddy
guys
bear.
do this?
There's an element of like just like I've heard this is what women like.
This guy's
I
a
think
kid. I'm sure he's been with a woman before.
maybe that's why he's maybe having the kid. Right.
Right.
Someone opted for this. Maybe he's been watching too many like
That's what
Disney
I'm saying.
movies with
like,
the kid. I
yeah.
don't know. Like the idea of like, can you see it?
The bear, even just like you're bringing on a first date from the apps, you're bringing someone a teddy bear.
It's so crazy.
Can you see it? Yeah,
Our
this
friends
guy's
and family. Like I give
Cheeseball
that
City.
speech. Can you see it? Our friends and family behind us. The preacher says, "Will you take the?"
What if someone said that to you on a date?
I would laugh right in their fucking face.
Would you
I'd
hook
be
up with
like,
them?
Yeah, I mean, take a blowjob. No, I mean, I would be like, "What?" Are
I actually think
talking
you would not, because
No,
if
I
they've
wouldn't.
told you that that's where they're headed, you'd probably be immediately out.
Listen, when I'm a little drunk on a date, I'm sitting there touching her leg. I'm like, "Can you see it? You and me in my bed. The sheets haven't been washed in months. I fart underneath the comforter. You say, Jared, ew. I say, breathe it
And then 3 months later, I tell you I'm not looking for anything serious. Can you see it?
in. Can you see it? I'm just not ready for a relationship."
That would almost be like I'd almost prefer that. During that on a date.
Are you kidding me?
You're by the gazebo. Can you see it? I bring you here. I ask you to meet me here after work. You think it's a regular date. I tell you, no, I don't want to go on that solo vacation you suggested
Right.
to try to move our relationship forward.
I can see it.
I actually tell you, I'm on the app still.
Yeah, I guess that's like more attractive.
I'm saying that would be like,
Can you see it?
I'm more likely to sleep with a guy who did that. Actually.
Right. Can you see it? We're sitting here. I tell you, we're just having fun. Right?
You're crying at the brunch table. Your friends are comforting you.
Can you see it? Your parents are like, who are you seeing these days? And you can't bring up my name because you're not sure if we're anything or not.
And I won't give you a straight answer.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
I love this name idea. The I don't.
Love
Candace, that's a great one.
Okay.
Let's do another email.
All right, I'll read it. Hi, J&J. Been listening for over 3 years, and I love you all dearly. Sorry for the long email.
I'm excited to hear your opinion on this email.
All right.
Okay.
I have a feeling why. All right. Sorry. Things have been rocky in my relationship that doesn't seem like a relationship anymore. Been knowing this guy for about a year, got together in August right before a huge surgery we both knew was happening. I specifically asked him not to ask me to be his girlfriend before the surgery because I was scared of how it would affect our relationship. He asked anyway. I said yes because I liked him a lot. Surgery happened 2 weeks later. I was down for 2 months. He met the family because he visited when they were helping due to needing around-the-clock help. I wasn't a fan because it was so soon to me, but oh well. He argued with me my entire recovery, so it sucked, but I stuck beside him because I grew to love him despite it all. Fast forward to now, everything was supposedly good in my eyes, but 3 days ago, my doctor told me I was in heart failure. I've had a heart problem since age 2, but have managed it with medicine. I told my boyfriend, well, now ex, and he seemed to have handled it well. I was wrong, LMAO. He told me he doesn't want to be with me with the fear of me dying abruptly.
I'm sorry to laugh.
Wow.
I mean, what a reason.
Okay. A simple,
Hey,
don't
I don't think we should be together.
in case you just drop dead.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
Oh my God.
My love language is being alive.
It's crazy. Super attracted to a pulse.
Yeah.
However, no one said anything about dying. He's literally leaving me. She did say heart. When she said heart failure, my immediate thought was death, though. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I
don't
don't know
even know.
I don't know that much about like heart disease or whatever. But she said heart failure. That is a scary term.
I don't know how you live without a heart.
That's what I mean.
Isn't that
that's kind of the
whole
yeah.
thing? I don't know.
However, no one said anything about dying. He's literally leaving
she
me because I'm possibly critically ill. I haven't been to my cardiologist yet. I go in December to get more info from scans, tests, etc. But I am so hurt. I just wouldn't do that to someone. And for him to break up with me, my birthday is next month and Christmas. Okay.
I mean, she's doing my bit from the
She
special.
really is.
It's
and I
crazy.
expressed how excited I was to spend our first true holiday together, but he just had to end it. Am I crazy for thinking he's selfish? How can someone leave a person with the possibility of them being sick? I'm devastated and thought to reach out. Thanks, left at the doctor's office.
You're not crazy for thinking he's selfish, okay? Everyone in the beginning of a relationship acts with their own best interest in mind.
Yeah.
You're crazy for using this against them to try and keep them in the relationship that they don't want to be in.
I agree. Does she even know like what she wants, what she would have preferred? Like is her other option is he stays with me throughout this thing, even though he doesn't want to be with me, so that he doesn't have to look like a bad guy for breaking up with me
Right.
when I'm sick.
Well, and then
Is that like a preferable option? I mean, maybe it is.
Well, it's not, because from his perspective, if you're going to blame me for leaving you before the surgery or whatever, you're going to blame me for staying with you during it.
Right.
Like it's always going to be another thing that you're not going to handle a breakup well. I can see it.
You think?
Right. Like I'm going to say that this is a part of your
Right.
personality trait.
I wouldn't have phrased it like that. I think the fucked up thing, if this is true, I think if her email is true and he said, I don't want to be with you because there's a chance that you abruptly die.
Yeah,
I don't think I think that is fucked up.
I don't think we're the match.
Yes.
Is what he should have said.
That is fine.
Right.
That would have been like, and maybe he's too scared to say that or
Right.
something. I
I'm
don't know
only
if
going to be
that's
with someone who's going to live forever. You know, like
Right.
it's like it's crazy.
I think that's fucked up on his part. I don't think he's like innocent in this, but I also agree with you. There's no amazing time to break up with someone. Breaking up with someone within a month of their birthday and Christmas is not an issue.
Stop saying
It's
the
not-
dates you're mad about it being near.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be another date. Like,
Yeah.
just how about a little appreciation for the person who did break up with you before the birthday, before the surgery, before you die? Just like, how about
Heroes.
appreciate the idea and this, like, the idea that this person wasn't going to lie to you.
I mean, would you think it was a lie that he said, "I don't want to be with someone who could abruptly die"? Do you think that was the truth?
That was a lie.
That's
Th-
what.
but
That's
that was a
what I'm saying.
lie
He is
because
lying. He is still lying to her. He's
fine.
Just fine.
But his actions are honest. Like
The breakup is in earnest. But
show me a guy who did a great breakup. I'll show you a girl who didn't really like him that much. Like that's
right.
Someone's gonna be hurt.
No, I agree, and that's inevitable. Pain is inevitable, and I understand the feeling of wanting to villainize the person that has rejected you because it hurts to be rejected.
Right.
It's a blow to your ego. We just said dating is like 90% ego. That's a blow to your ego. You feel like shit. You feel rejected. That hurts, right? And a lot of the times when someone makes us feel that way, the immediate urge is to make them into the bad person.
Women do this more
to garner sympathy.
Women
for
do
yourself.
this more in dating breakups. Men do this more in divorce.
Oh, where they're like villainizing,
the other person.
Right.
So I've noticed.
Why do you think men do that more in divorce?
Because they've
they
taken
were
their
in.
money.
Well, I also think they were like, I say this about men all the time. It's like they're on the fence until they're fucking in.
Right.
Like,
and
then
you've put it all in.
right.
And now their ego is shot. I think a lot has to do, as bad as this, job, money, financial standing.
Right.
You know, like that's.
But
who you're
also
built
rejection.
off,
I mean,
and
a man
rejection,
who's married you has fully committed to you.
Right.
So
that's
kind
a
of
very public rejection.
That's a very public rejection, and it's kind of like according to like sort of what you say. Like a lot of men are kind of like not sure, and then
Fucking sure.
So maybe that's why they're not that angry in a breakup because they weren't necessarily that sure anyway. But when you married someone, most people I would say decided that they're fully in.
Right,
So maybe that's why they get mad. Now they know what it feels like.
Right. Well, then, and in dating, you know, the idea that like, you know, the women in relationships are doing well and fine, and the ones that are single are not doing well and fine. That's not
Right.
true, but that's how it's looked at by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Or that's how it's
Well,
kind of societally like kind of put out there. But
again, I'll validate that reason is a not nice reason to give someone for breaking up with them.
No, it's
I don't
stupid.
think it's true either.
It's stupid, but it's like it goes back to beware of vacations.
Why would he even
beware
say
of
that?
global pandemics. Beware of life-threatening diseases.
Right. Is he is he saying that so that he can like take the blame off, like take the guilt of himself, like take himself out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone doesn't want to be a bad guy. Everyone wants to
Just
go
blaming the illness, right?
right. Like, and you go, oh well,
It would hurt too much to lose you abruptly.
It's stupid. The whole
Right.
thing is stupid. She said, I mean, she's not really. I mean, when she said, you know, I didn't want to. I told him not to be in a relationship with me. Then he's in a relationship
Yeah,
with me.
here's the
It's
people
like-
change their minds. That part again, I think nothing in her email besides the I don't want to be with someone dying abruptly has any merit to what she said. If he had said, I don't think we're the match, you know, I was excited to be in a relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
You had the surgery, we were fighting a lot. You acknowledged that too. Like it just feels like the more we got to know each other, the more we realized we weren't a match. Fine. Totally nothing wrong with him. I would say not a bad person at all.
Right.
This excuse I don't like.
Right. He just chose a bad excuse. That's his worst crime.
That's a mean, like, there's someone going through a surgery. That's like an especially mean thing to say.
Right. Well, I would hope that this person has friends and family and this podcast to tell them, here's the real reason.
Right.
You know, he couldn't say it. He was too much of a wuss to say it. Here it is. Not the match.
Yeah, but he was too much of a wuss and preserving his own sense of like him being the good guy. He actually like
Right.
made her feel a lot worse. I
Right.
think.
I
Although
think he'd
again, I
be
think
the-
she would have felt horrible either way.
Well, again, if you are with someone who is blaming you for breaking up with them around their birthday and Christmas, don't you feel like you have to have like an equally
Intense
reason?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it's a response to he knew what was coming. So again, I'm not absolving him of blame. I'm just saying like you get what you create. Like you get what you if you're in a hyper like if you you know, if you're one to blame a birthday, you are also one to get a weird excuse for a breakup.
Fine.
I
Because
think that-
because you guys are not communicating well, and
Right.
maybe you're both not that emotionally mature.
Fair.
I would say if you're gonna blame a month before Christmas, like what do you have?
Santa's coming. How could you break up with me? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, grow up. That part is crazy.
Let's do some games.
3 weeks before Hanukkah? Are you joking?
And on the 8th night, with what's
I got
going
an
on in the Middle East.
I got an awkward text on the 8th night. I got an awkward text. All right, let's do some red flag or deal breakers.
The oil lasted 8 nights. We couldn't. Let's play some games. Okay. We're out of the hygiene ones, which I was told. A friend of mine was like, the hygiene ones I can't take anymore.
Why?
I don't know. They were like, they
were grossed out?
I guess so. The bathtub water.
That was insane. Those are all real submissions. Those were not
submissions.
made up.
That was icky or
yeah.
picky. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize.
Maybe he has bad hygiene. He was feeling triggered.
It was a she.
Oh, maybe she has bad hygiene. She was feeling triggered.
She's listening right now. This is
Well, if you're listening, throw away your yellow pillows.
Yeah, get
and
rid of
change your
them.
bath water.
She's married with kids, loves the show.
Oh, great.
It's for anybody.
I love it.
Anybody.
Yes. I'm just kidding. Thank you for listening.
They say I love you on the second date. Red flag or deal breaker. Hi, J&J. Absolutely love the podcast. I've been listening to every episode as a loyal subscriber for the last few years. I have a red flag or deal breaker for you. They say I love you on the second date. Here's the story. I was on a second date with someone I had met at a party / was also set up from a mutual friend. The date was going really well. We had great chemistry. Things were really getting steamy. We also had consumed quite a few beverages at this point. In the heat of the moment, I was feeling a rush of oxytocin, and lust for him. And I wish she had like a meter on her. Oxytocin levels high.
They
Want to
should.
fuck. I wish I had that. How great would that be?
No, it wouldn't. It's not want to fuck. Oxytocin is like want to start a family.
Oh, really?
It's like the
Oxytocin high. Must leave.
That's like the bonding hormone.
Oh,
It's like what
really?
you give off when you like breastfeed your baby. It like bonds you to someone, makes you like want to be like attached to them.
Oh, my God. What if you breastfeed a man? Okay. And in my drunken state said, okay, I was feeling a rush of oxytocin and lust for him. And in my drunken state said, I really, really love you. When what I meant to say was, I really, really like you. He brought it up the next day. I had either forgotten or erased it from my memory in shame, but we laughed about it for the next week. It lives in my head rent-free and still makes me cringe / turn beet red when I think about it. So what do you think? Red flag or deal breaker? I can hear Jared saying, run, eager beaver. What do you think?
Oof.
I think she's wrong.
What?
I don't think run.
You don't think run? Someone said that for you. You wouldn't run.
I would just.
I think if they explained it.
If they said,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, and we're embarrassed and like whatever,
Yeah.
I think it was sweet.
Yeah.
Like I know they don't love me. I think there's a.
In that moment, second date, in that moment, they're saying that.
I would go, and we're both having drinks. We're
Yeah.
both like making out in a bar. Like I
Would you
can
say it
understand
back?
the mistake. What?
Would you say it back?
No, I go good. That's hilarious.
Okay.
I go.
Oh yeah, I guess a second date is early enough that you could say that's hilarious, and that would be like funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I listen. I'm not saying this
Not
is
3 months in.
I'm not.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Right. Ooh, that's funny of you, making jokes. No, I would say, like, if I heard that, I would go, this is obviously they don't.
Right.
Like I wouldn't sit
It's
there.
soon enough that it's obvious.
Right.
How many dates
they
is
would
it-
need to just acknowledge it, like, hey, we gotta talk. Like the fact that he woke up the next morning was like, hey, we gotta like talk.
Right.
Let's talk shop. Like it shows that he actually cares.
Yeah.
'Cause he didn't just, like,
not
dissipate- right.
answer her.
Right. Or just like not
like a true
acknowledge it.
gentleman. He asked. How many dates you think
Is it
saying-
not hilarious?
is it not hilarious, but also too soon? Like, what's the minimum?
I don't like to put a number on this. Like, listen, it happens all ways. Like, I do live in the land of positivity. Like, I think, like, when it's said, it's said. Like, and you put your name on the,
sign the contract.
sign the contract and you put it across the table and you go, that's how I feel. Like, I'm not here to tell someone, like,
Except for
listen,
date 2.
Day 2, the guy might go back. I've never, I'm kind of on the same page. Wow, like I really like you too, but I'm not gonna say I love you. But like I understand where it's coming from because we're in the same environment right now. I'm not. It's raining out. I feel the rain too.
Okay.
I think there's an element of that. I think that the way she tells the story to me is like that.
Right. Yeah, they were into it. That's fair. Okay, I like it.
I hope she writes in like a year from now, like we're engaged. Like, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, give us an update.
Yeah. We want updates.
Are they still dating?
Just said that they brought it up the next day, which means they be fucking.
Yeah. All right, let's
Bees
do
and
another one.
bees.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hey, J&J, love the pod. I have a situation that recently came up with my boyfriend that I would love your advice on. I was doing some Christmas shopping on Black Friday and wanted to get my boyfriend something related to his favorite soccer team. I couldn't remember which team he likes, so I looked at who he follows on Instagram
Uh-oh.
in hopes I could find it there. While looking at his follow, that sounds very innocent. I love that. 'Cause
It
I
is.
would just look as a stalker, but she had a real reason.
Right.
While looking at his following list, I noticed that he follows quite a few Instagram models, aka
She put that in quotes.
yeah, she put it in quotes, aka sex workers, which is an interesting thing. I wonder if that is that obvious. That post sexy content on Instagram to promote their OnlyFans. This really surprised me, as I didn't take him as the type to follow these accounts.
They're all the type.
Dirty dog. Okay,
My dog's out there.
let the dogs out. I decided to bring it up, letting him know that it made me feel a bit icky seeing that. That's very mature of her. I told him
for
that
you.
I don't really care that he looks at these accounts, but it bothers me that he follows them, given that who you're following is public knowledge. We're still early in our relationship, 4 months, and as my friends are meeting him, they're also following each other on Insta. It makes me feel uncomfortable to think they could see this. At first, he didn't see it as a big deal, so I explained that it's public knowledge. And I also mentioned that I had seen this after 1 or 2 dates. I also mentioned that if I had seen this after 1 or 2 dates, it might have impacted my perception of him and been a red flag. I didn't expect the conversation to be a big deal, but he ended up getting upset. He seemed to be feeling really shameful, saying that I'm implying he's a creep. He never thought of it like this, and no one else has ever brought this up to him. Our friends never like,
Hey, we gotta have a talk.
any of your guy friends ever said, Jared, like,
sit
you know,
down.
why are you following this
I-
Instagram model?
No.
It's upsetting him. It's upsetting them.
Hey, everybody.
Your
This
lacrosse
is an
buddies
intervention.
from high school.
This isn't a reunion.
Right.
It's an intervention.
He ended the conversation.
You're following too many ass models.
He ended the conversation and said he needs space and will talk to me tomorrow. I noticed right after we got off the phone, he deactivated his Instagram.
Whoa,
I can't wait
a
to
little
talk about
dramatic.
that. Am I in the wrong here? Should I not have brought this up, or do you agree that this is a red flag?
Um,
I think the way he handled this is more of a red flag than the fact that he was following.
right. No one wants to be told what to do.
This guy
Especially
is
if
so
they're
defensive.
embarrassed. He's embarrassed. I could,
Fine, he should be embarrassed. Why does he need to follow them publicly?
right.
What is
And-
he? It's not like she like went into his DMs and found something. Like, this is a public thing. If he was embarrassed, why would he do it?
Yeah. I guess how would I respond? Yeah, I follow them. I'm a looking and I'm a liking. I guess is the it's the only way to.
How would you
I
respond?
follow models
Yeah.
on Instagram. I don't think I follow. I think I might follow a few with OnlyFans opportunities.
Some entrepreneurs.
Yeah, where I might have.
why you're
the
following
ability-
them, for the entrepreneur tips?
Yes, I want to see how they run their business. No, I mean, like, we do a version of OnlyFans here. The subscriber version is our OnlyFans.
I guess it is our
I have Patreon. That
We're
is
not
a
putting up any body parts though.
sure. Got to make some dough though in this follower economy. I don't know. It's hard because I think he's more just like doesn't want to be told what to do.
So he deactivated his Instagram.
It's a little dramatic. It is.
I think guys do this sometimes. If they get called out, they're just like, "Well, fuck the whole thing. I don't want them to start doing a deep dive. I don't know what else is in there."
Woo,
I've seen
sprinting
that
out,
with friends who like they've said something to their husband and then they're like, "It's not worth it. Fuck it. Let me
right.
just like
Well,
delete the."
let me take
I don't
away
know
the
what-
whole temptation
Right.
because it is a temptation. The
But like, just
the weird
look
part,
then.
Listen, there used to be Maxim magazine. There was Playboy. There was Hustler. And then there was People,
Mm-hmm.
and there was Sports Illustrated, and there was and
Playboy.
New Yorker.
Right.
Now they're all
New Yorker.
melded into one social media.
New Yorker a porn thing?
But this is my point. I've masturbated the New Yorker. No, but I'm saying it's this weird fact that we don't have magazines anymore. Our magazines
Stash under the bed. Even
Right.
those people stash them under the bed like a normal person, though.
Well, social media is we live in a different world of social media is where you get your New Yorker, your Maxim, your Playboy, your Hustler,
Okay.
your Pornhub. Like
Okay.
it can be. And I don't know. We're the test generation. We're the beta generation. We get tested on all this shit. So I would hope that this evolves over time, but like, these are the uncomfortable truths we like kind of put faith. Everyone's like, oh, I'm sex positive. I'm positive about sex workers. Like, oh, yeah, all liberals will be like, we'll tell you how into sex work they are. Then their boyfriend is following a woman with 1,000 followers on Instagram who has a OnlyFans page. And they're like, what the fuck? You know?
I disagree. I disagree because I think that like, it's one thing to say I'm okay that these people exist and that people follow them. It's another thing to say I don't want my boyfriend jerking off to them publicly.
Wow.
Essentially.
They should be able to do it at town hall. No,
I'm saying. There's like, have a little class. Like,
Sure.
one thing to say, I
agree with what you're
I
saying.
don't mind if my husband or my boyfriend looks at porn. It's another to say I don't want the porn printed all over the house.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I don't like do that in the privacy of your like. Be a little discreet. I think
Right.
it's okay. I don't think it's like I think it's respectful to be a little discreet. I don't want your lube on your nightstand. Like,
but where else would I put it? No, I
see what
agree
you're
with
saying?
you.
Yeah.
I think that but I guess my point is more that there's a shift. This guy's in single dude mode. They've been together 4 months. He's following with no one looking over his shoulder.
Okay.
None of his friends are saying, dude, you follow a bunch of fucking Instagram models.
but
This
she
is
told
crazy."
him in a totally normal, nice way.
Totally. I think he's taking it too far. I agree with you. I think like, hey, clean it up here, buddy. Is a very nice way of saying like, respect me.
Right. You
Little
can,
class
that's
for
what
me.
she said.
Right.
Like, I don't care that you look. I don't, when you follow, I've had this talk with my dad as Instagram.
Really?
I've said, Dad, we can see who you follow. This is also before, like, when you could see the following, like who someone follows or something. I feel like there was like an older
I
version.
remember. I know what you're talking about.
And we were like, Dad, this is gross. Like, can you not?
right. Or go private or
Yeah,
whatever.
something like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, I guess that's why I would consider this a red flag, not a deal breaker. I think he could come back. If he came back from wherever fucking bar he went to like deactivate this, and he was like, all right, I figured it out. Like if he went back and was like, I've unfollowed those accounts. Like,
if that's what he came back with, but as of now, his reaction as of now, which is to kind of like get mad at her. You know, she says, he ended the conversation, said he needs space and will talk to me tomorrow. And then he immediately deactivates. Okay, fine. The next day,
I'm saying that's the reaction of a post fight.
To,
You know,
to
like
say
I think
to,
this
to,
is
to tell her that he's implying that he's being a creep, I think is like a stretch.
yeah. Oh, it's a defense in an argument. Like I read this whole thing as like an argument a couple would have.
Right.
They either break up because of it, and it's not because of it. It's because
They're not communicating. He's not good at communicating this well or
Well,
taking any feedback.
he doesn't want to work on the relationship.
It
He
sounds
go,
like he would be
I want
like
to be
that.
that. Yeah.
Right. It sounds like he would be like that about anything she brought up to him. Defensive and then just like checking out.
To me, that's someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship.
This guy?
Yeah.
Like as he's acting now? Then why
No.
deactivate? That's going to be all he has soon.
No, I'm saying deactivate is him going. I think deactivation is him going, let me take a beat away from this
Okay.
and figure out how to come back on Instagram and discuss this. I would love to hear what happened next.
Fine.
Because I do think this is we're getting this email. It's seemingly as he left that the door slammed and she was like, you know, on the phone. Like
Right.
it does seem like
well,
that.
I'm just saying, I think that she handled it really well, like in a textbook way. She's saying, I don't care. Like, she
No,
said,
I agree.
Brought it up, letting him know made me feel a bit icky. I told him that I don't care that he looks at these accounts, not trying to police his thoughts, just
Right.
trying to police the action. It is embarrassing for me that my friends can see you look at this.
It's absolutely reasonable the way she came to him. It is also reasonable to feel ashamed,
Sure.
upset, a little bit backed into a corner, put in front of the mirror with what
Fine.
the fuck type of guy are you?
Okay.
Like these are all like difficult things to
She didn't-
explain.
Right. But she
You know,
didn't say
like-
it like that. I just think like.
No, I'm saying she did a good job.
Right.
I'm saying how someone feels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying like, you know, we're all allowed to feel however we feel.
Sure.
I'm saying this is a very male reaction to this scenario.
In the immediacy.
In the immediacy.
Fine.
Right. If it goes a month, you know, a week of this shit and he's got no solution or negotiation with you to go, I unfollow on the OnlyFans people.
Sorry, I was a little embarrassed.
I'm sorry I got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid point.
You make a good point. I never thought of it that. He even said I never thought of it that way. So I didn't think of like your friends looking at who I follow. I could understand why you would take that as like, as some sort of like public embarrassment. I can
Right.
understand that.
Even honestly, if he wanted to make a fake private Instagram account, I wouldn't even care. Like, it's more like it's like the public.
No. I think it's the normal way to go is like I can
Look.
search these people.
Yeah. No
when
one's
I'm
saying you have
looking
to
go
block
like
them.
Fantasyland. Right. I think this email, it's funny, like when it's OnlyFans, I get it. When it's like a model, you go, okay, you know what I mean? Like
I guess. I still think it's like a little annoying. It's like
I get it. It's
like,
uncomfortable.
again, it's kind of like, oh, I don't expect you to not be attracted to any other person, but I also just don't need to like see it.
Fair. It's the debate we've had on this show for years,
Right.
and it's never easy because there's no good answer from the guy's side other than
I'm an animal.
I'm an animal. Right. And I'm just saying, it's like we talked on the subscriber episode about like Golden Bachelor,
Mhm.
and it's like about Gary having a girlfriend who he lived with, and I'm like,
Yeah, he's also an animal.
Gary, the idea that I'm shocked that Gary want to fuck
Right.
at 72, it's like, oh no, he ain't grandpa.
Yeah, I mean,
Grandpa
have you
get
seen him
bone dogs
also?
too.
Like,
It looks good.
yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. We live in reality on this podcast. Like, I live in the reality
I'm not upset that the reality
hear
is
you.
he's attracted to these women. Fine. I'm not like
Right.
offended by the fact that he likes looking at these pictures. I think that that's totally
Right.
fine.
I think the
I'm not-
secret account thing, I'm not really like
I wouldn't
pushing for that.
Okay,
for
maybe
any,
I take that back.
Right,
Dangerous.
I'm not saying like if I had to have a secret account, I'd be like, I'm hiding something from my significant other. Like I kind of think it's hot to talk with someone you're dating about like the people you find attractive, I think that's
but
like
it's not-
encourages
but this is
conversation.
public.
But again, like that's behind closed doors. Like you don't want to like have the whole world know what you're into.
Right.
Like if every account is like, feet.com that you follow. It's like you're following at heels, at toes, at arch, at,
Yeah.
piggy toe,
It's like again, that's absolutely no shame in that. But let's just be a
let's
little,
class it up.
I've always said like I think it's okay to have a little mystery
Right.
in the relationship. I don't have to know every Instagram model that you would like to have sex with.
Right. I mean, the OnlyFans angle of it like makes it, I think, tidier. Like you can go, hey, like.
Oh, you think it's better than someone who like you said this before, like 1,000 followers.
Right. What's the follower amount that you're okay with? Like if I
It's not
follow
about the-
Ashley Graham.
It's not about the follower amount. It's about the publicness again of
Right.
it.
Well, but I'm saying it's
me, it's not
acceptable
even
for me
about
to
not
follow Ashley Graham.
Sure. I
Well-
guess. Fine. I guess.
But I'm saying it's like it's weird.
She's like a celebrity though. That's like following like any other, I think, attractive female celebrity.
But this is my point.
Right.
I guess like, what's the number?
Well, are you
know, like,
liking any of the pictures? I don't think you need to
I'm not liking.
Okay.
I think it's weird when people like The Rock's pictures. The fuck you gotta like support this guy? It's fine,
Well, then I think you know how this person feels.
right? I get it.
Well,
One more.
anyway, yeah. Okay.
This one's a big one.
Oh yeah.
He alters his appearance without mentioning it while you're in the talking stage. J&J, love the pod, but I'll get right to my red flag or deal breaker. About a month ago, I matched with a guy on Bumble. It is important to note that his profile pictures all showed that he was basically bald. Cute face, and I loved his prompts, but very little hair on his head. We chatted on the app, and he eventually gave me his number and said if I wanted to text him, he would love to meet up sometime. Sounds like a great story. At the time, I didn't feel the need to text him because I wasn't sure if that I'd want to meet. So I didn't respond. A week later, he messaged me on Bumble again asking how I was. I responded and asked him a question back. He never responded until today when he asked how my Thanksgiving was. I was, in caps, shocked when I saw that his profile pics were all different and that he now has a full head of hair. This might be the best one we've ever
This
done.
is a good one. Look how it changed 1 week.
Just no acknowledgement. And that now has a full head of hair. This is like a Seinfeld episode. Is this incredibly awkward and cringe, or is it just me? I am all for changing your appearance and gaining confidence, but doesn't he realize how surprised I will be to see his huge transformation? Is this a red flag deal breaker or nothing at all? I feel so cringe. I don't even want to respond. I think I got the ick from his lack of awareness that it's strange to just pretend like nothing had changed. The hair is also just looks obviously fake. I don't even know if he got hair plugs or is he wearing a wig or what.
Okay.
Now we're looking at the pictures.
I don't think the hair looks fake. Like if you just showed me the pictures with the hair, I don't think I would think they would look fake.
The pictures are out of an SNL sketch. It is so fucking funny. It goes from like
Like a
that
hairpiece?
one. It's like, well, it's like him as a like
Is he wearing a
classically.
hairpiece?
Yeah, this is like a thing on TikTok. They're,
I'm
like,
really
you
bad
see-
at like.
I used to get these
that
videos all the
stuff.
time. No. They do a thing now where
Okay.
they'll like shave your head and they will do a hair
Full
piece,
hair.
a full.
Okay. Because my initial thought was like maybe these are old pictures, but you're saying he got a hair transplant of some sort.
It's either this to me looks like he went to a guy who shaves. Basically, if you go on TikTok, these videos are like they'll shave your head to look like George Costanza, and then they put it on. They glue it to the top of your head, and it looks very real. And it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
really well done.
It would fool me, I would say.
This
Again,
one
I'm not
would-
like maybe the best person to ask in terms of that stuff. I don't have that much of an attention to detail, but I don't know. Sean, what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Sean.
Sean, do you think?
I think well, first of all, I think she's lying where she got the ick from. Her saying that it's cringe that how is he supposed to tell her?
Well-
He's supposed to DM her, hey, how was your Thanksgiving? By the way, my head looks different.
Right.
Wait, what's he
clearly
supposed
has
to
a
Can you
do?
hairpiece.
tell?
Piece.
You think yes?
It clearly got
You can
glued
tell.
on.
Both of you, you and Candace, both.
It's
can
glued
tell.
on.
It's glued on.
Okay.
But why,
I guess
why
I'm
is that a problem? I'm
I
almost.
have to go check if Mike's hair is
I don't
real.
understand why.
He looks good. I gotta
Yeah.
say, like, it does look good on him in these pictures. Here's another picture.
He looks hot with the hair. I
Guys
can't
look
tell.
better with hair.
I can't
He looks
tell.
better.
If you didn't have the before, you wouldn't think anything of it. The before makes it hilarious.
I think it's kind of cute.
I'm not going to post these pictures because this guy doesn't know they're here. But
Right.
like,
Yeah, we're not.
Jordana,
posting.
if you like look at like this picture, you can see the hair from the back is like coming over his head. There's like
it's like a
no-
comb over? No.
It's not even a comb over. It's just like hanging over.
So you think if we
Right.
saw
Like
him
a
in
hat.
person, I would be able to tell it was
Yeah,
fake.
it's like Jared's hat, as if that was like hair. Like,
So-
it's hanging
Oh.
right,
over
if you
his
look at
head.
the
Okay.
picture that we have, he's basically like, he's got the horseshoe look, like in that first picture.
Okay.
And then what they did is they basically shaved that horseshoe, and then to the skin, and then they put a mat on it.
They added like wig glue. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Listen, I've
I don't
seen
know what
these
this
on
looks like in
TikTok. They
person.
look
Have you ever seen one in
good.
person?
Never in person. I've seen it on
Maybe
TikTok.
you have
They-
and you don't know.
Maybe I have. Yeah. There's a
fact-
guy with a huge following who like came out about it, and he's got like
Came out about his hair
right,
plugs?
and he was like, it was like a big thing. I think.
I mean,
for him.
Elon Musk is like had no hair, right? And then suddenly, he
Well,
has
there's
hair.
this whole thing of going to Turkey, right? What's the country where they do this?
Turkey does hair, teeth. Yeah.
Turkey's like the
And
big
then
place.
cheaper?
LeBron James
I
has
mean-
his hair plugs.
He has hair
The
plugs.
plugs.
LeBron James, yeah, he was balding for a while.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of
Okay.
people going to Turkey. I'm not speaking out of turn. Mateo Lane,
We did what?
he
Hair-
went and had
hair plugs?
hair.
The hair stuff. Well, people do their teeth all the time. If a
Right.
guy had like his teeth were not great, and then he ghosted
Yeah.
you before Thanksgiving, and he came back with a great smile, do you get the ick from that? I don't think so. I think there's something with men's hair and insecurity.
Right,
She's icked by the insecurity of him needing it. However, you get swiped right a whole lot more if you got a full head of hair.
I agree
Right.
that she's icked out because it is a full on. The curtain has been
Right.
The
She
curtain
knows
has
that
been
he's
shown.
not
Here's
Mr.
all
Confident.
right.
Okay.
Here's all the shit that goes into what makes him.
Right.
You know,
Let's say she had just
stay
seen
up at
these
night.
pictures
I think
without the previous bald ones.
maybe she wouldn't be like, I won't take your number. You know, like that's how he's thinking.
Right.
He's like, hey, I gave her my number bald. Yeah,
Oh,
these are the
yeah.
videos.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find these videos.
Right. We
and
haven't
they're-
gone out.
I mean, look how good
to
this
me,
looks.
To me, it's
Look
more
at
like
this guy.
To me, it's more like the new pictures are for the new people who are.
Look at the
swiping on
before and
him.
after.
I mean, Yeah.
If you knew him, though, it's different when you know
I think
someone.
if I were a guy and that were my issue, I would explore.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just expensive. That's the thing. It's just.
How much is it? Should I guarantee it's cheaper than like a boob job?
Well, maybe not the transplants. Like if you go to Turkey and get like the buds
What
put
is
in.
it? $10,000. You have to go. You have to go to
I
Turkey
think
for this,
like
or it's just cheaper there.
Like everything, there's a $10,000 version
Right.
and there's a $100,000 version.
Okay.
5,000?
Oh.
No. I'm going for the 50,000. I'm making sure I'm doing it right.
Elon Musk probably has the more
Yeah,
expensive option.
there's a
It'd be
different-
funny if he like bought Twitter then cheaped out on the hair plugs. Like that.
But is this a red? Is it a red flag? Because to me, it's a nothing. You can opt out on a guy,
Right.
but if a woman showed up and she had Botox, nobody cares.
If a
Is that the same
woman's
thing?
Well, would you be
pictures
able to
were
tell?
suddenly with huge
No.
tits, I'd be like, I can't. Not for
Just
me.
don't trust you.
Just unmatch everybody then?
That's the thing. I do think he's not admitting to. Let me just. He's like ready to be
He
in the
doesn't-
game.
He doesn't
like,
know her in admittance. He doesn't even know her yet.
No,
Yeah.
listen. I'm not saying.
I think she can be icked out,
Of course,
but it doesn't mean that he did anything wrong.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he's going. You didn't text me when I gave you my number. Now look at the new Rick.
Yeah. Now I'll see who else I can get.
How about now?
I mean, he
Ta-da!
looks
Like-
much better with the hair, I will say. And if
He does look
And here's
younger.
the thing: it would fool someone. I think for me, it would fool me. I'm very bad with that. I would take the. I might not even. Honestly, I might not even notice.
Red flag or deal breaker. You go back with a guy, you're having a great time, you're into him, whatever. You go back to his place and you run your hands through his hair, and then suddenly it starts to unglue from his scalp.
Yeah, that would feel a little icky.
Alright, that's
fine.
the
Yeah.
fear.
But I'm saying, then that's why you pay for the more expensive version.
Right. That's why you put, invest.
Do you feel like if you were
the
married
pictures
and then
are so funny.
do you feel like if you were married and your husband got this, it would be like so he could cheat on you?
I there's an element of like, what
There
are
is
you doing?
There is an element of like
this.
a
Yeah.
fear of like a feeling of like if you're in a long term relationship as a man, you should be doing absolutely nothing to improve your appearance. Who's that
See,
for?
to me, like I'm.
You already
I'm-
got me.
What do we need this for? Yeah, I've thought that of like friends of mine where I see like they got Instagram. All of a sudden they're on Instagram stories. I'm like, is the marriage okay?
Right.
What's going on?
You're at the gym? What?
What are
Why?
you doing? Just go home.
You already found someone to have sex with you.
Don't
Why?
be a fuddy duddy.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, this is a fun one.
This is a fun
but-
one. I to me, I'm trying to think if like a woman had changed her haircut, I wouldn't care. That's the thing. Like it's a double
Haircut
standard.
and hair existence are different things, but
Well, if I was talking to a woman and she like had thinning hair, and then we stopped talking, and then she's suddenly
she got extensions. Let's
got
say.
extensions
Yeah.
and the hair looked different, I wouldn't judge
offended
them
by that. Right. I
No,
think
but it's
there's
a double standard.
I think it's a little ickier when a man does something to improve his appearance because like societally men are supposed to care less.
What if the guy Ozempic? Like what if
like he put pictures in a week?
seems to happen quick for some of these people.
Yeah.
You're talking to someone before the summer, after the summer, they come back. Hey, just want to check in. Whole new pictures. They've been Ozemped.
See, there's a thing with like the rapid extreme weight loss. I feel like that kind of like fucks you up psychologically. That's more my issue than like the other thing. Do you know what I mean? Especially with
ya.
men, maybe I think with like advanced like more attractiveness.
Well, it's also like, yeah. No, what do you? Again, it's the husband trying to get in shape. Like, whoa.
Right, you're
what
just
are
trying to have
now
sex with like a bunch
fuck-
of people,
Yeah,
or you're
yeah,
trying to
and
like find one
take
person.
out this new
Yeah.
Corvette for a spin.
Yeah, I would be like a little like I would more distrust him psychologically, even though that's kind of unfair.
My mom over Thanksgiving was like, my dad's like on it,
Mhm.
and she's like, you should look into it.
Do
She
you?
said it to me,
That's so rude.
right? Don't you think that's rude?
I think everyone would think that was rude. Yeah, that's
I was
not
like,
nice.
what?
You don't need
She goes,
Ozempic.
we could look through it. We could look.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Well,
but
they're saying now that Ozempic, like,
what if I told what if she told you you need hair plugs? It'd be like it'd be like the same
I
rude
guess
thing.
I don't know. I'd be like, I don't know. The Ozempic thing, they say it might be a cure to addiction. Like it might be like the thing that makes
Addiction
the
to
thing,
food.
to anything. Like they
Oh.
think that it might be Viagra was found, it was a different
Just makes-
medicine before it was Viagra.
Okay.
So like the idea that this is diabetes medication and we're stealing it out of diabetes people's hands is like not really that true. Every medicine's evolved. So the idea that they're saying that it might block the thing in your brain that makes you addicted to like whatever you're addicted to.
Interesting.
So it could be like this really huge finding. like,
Yeah.
if you think about it. But
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with that over the next.
I'll let you know
years.
if I lose any weight over the next few months.
Well, what about a woman? You see her beginning of the summer, end of the summer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think here's the thing that's different. It wouldn't make me look at them under this idea of like, I think what happens with the ick is that I'm with Sean. It's unattracted to the insecurity. I wouldn't think of it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's hot or not. We're simple beasts.
Yeah, especially before you even meet them.
Right. I just go hot
Yeah.
or not for me.
Again, unless it was like done very poorly. And again, I can't tell from these pictures. It looks fine to me. But if it was obviously very bad, I think that might be a bigger issue.
It's just so funny. He goes from the pictures of like him miserable at a baseball game to him like happy with a dog with hair. It's just
like a
such
commercial
fun-
for the product.
It really is. It's such a fun. It's so SNL.
Yeah.
Well, we solved dating again.
We did it. Proud
We
of
did
us.
it, and within 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a long one.
That's a long one.
Okay. And we'll be back on Sunday with a Sunday special.
Boom.
Bye. The You Up podcast is produced by Jorge Morales-Pico, Sean Kilby, and Candice Maniga. Editing by Jorge Morales-Pico and Shannon Sassone. Social media by Candice Maniga. Guest booking by Ali Friedlander. Be sure to follow at you.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.